Ramayana. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Manojavam Marutatulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtham Vatatmajam Vanarayutham Mukhyam Shri Ramadutam Shirasa Namami Pujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakham Vande Valmiki Kokhilam Apadam Apahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shri Ramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham Dakshine Lakshmano Yasya Vame Cha Janakatmaja Purato Marutir Yasya Tam Vande Raghunandanam. Welcome back. We are continuing with Kishkindha Kanda, chapter 5. Up until this point, Hanumanji has met Sri Ramachandra and Lakshmana, and he's very delighted that Sugriva will become successful if he has the help of Sri Ramachandra and Lakshmana. And likewise, Lakshmana said, we are looking to make friendship with Sugriva. So Hanuman requested Rama and Lakshmana to ascend on his back, and he took them to the top of Rishyamukha mountain where Sugriva was waiting. Anxious, perhaps a little pacified, yet waiting to know what the outcome of the meeting between Hanuman and Sri Ramachandra and Lakshmana was. So the first verse of the chapter begins with Rishyamukhat tu Hanuman gatva tam malayam girim achachakshe tada virau kapi rajaya raghavau. Achachakshe, introduced. So Hanuman went to the peak or the mountain top of Rishyamukha mountain and introduced the great heroes, the two heroes, the Raghavas, to Sugriva, who himself was the king of the monkeys. And Hanumanji introduces Ramachandra and Lakshmana to Sugriva. Ayam Ramo Mahapragya Samprapto Drudhavikramaha Lakshmanena Sahabharata Ramo Ayam Satya Vikramaha. Now Hanumanji is saying that Lord Ramachandra and his brother Lakshmana, they have arrived here, and both of them are great heroes. Ramachandra is Satya Vikrama. He can conquer the entire world just by his truthfulness. Now this is important because Hanumanji is playing the role of a guru who introduces the Supreme Lord and Guru Tattva concept to an aspiring devotee, which in this case is Sugriva. And he gives introduction when Prabhupada came to the West, and then when each of us met our spiritual masters, we were told who the Supreme Lord is. Otherwise, how do we know? And how do we know that this is Krishna or Radharani, and we have to worship them? These are their qualities. We heard Krishna has 6 unique opulences in fullness. So Ramachandra too. And Hanuman is introducing. This is Ramachandra, who's the son of Maharaj Dasharath, the emperor of the and the descendant of the Ikshvaku dynasty, and very, very fixed and expert in being virtuous and following the orders of his father. Sugriva is being introduced to Ramachandra as someone who abides by his father's orders. That means once an instruction is given, whatever happens, Ramachandra will fulfill that instruction. That means once Ramachandra gives his word, he will never, never deviate from that. That's the power of his determination and the word that he has spoken. It's important for Sugriva to hear this. Because if Ramachandra says, I'll be your friend, then those sentences are backed up by a great lineage, a great father, and his own virtue of fulfilling whatever he says. And then he is glorifying Dasharath Maharaj. Hanumanji is that Dasharath Maharaj, the great king in whose palace, under whose supervision, so many Rajasuya and Ashwamedha Yagyas have been conducted with great pure sacrificial fire, with mantras recited by the best of the Brahmanas and purest of personalities that can be available. And Dasharath Maharaj very charitably gave millions and millions of cows in charity. He gave freely wealth and whatever was needed for anybody. And such a Dasharatha's son is Ramachandra, and he is in the forest because of his wife, or searching for his wife. Stri Heto, because of Stri, because of his wife. Rama Aranyam Samagataha. Ramachandra is now arrived or roaming around in the forest, searching for his consort. And then he says, Sugriva, Ravana stole Ramachandra's wife when Rama and Lakshmana and Sita Devi were living in the forests. And now he wants to find out where his wife is and obviously get her back. And he has come to take your help. And so these two brothers, Rama and Lakshmana, are interested in making friendship with you. And if you receive them properly and you worship them properly, I would suggest that they will become your best friends. Bhavata Sakhya Kamau. They are desirous of your Sakhya. Tau Bhrataro, these two brothers, Rama, Lakshmana. Pragruhya cha archayasva etau. Pragruhya, hold this opportunity. Take it. And archayasva, worship them. Because they are very, very mighty Kshatriyas coming from a very fantastic lineage and super father and mothers. Etau pujaniyatamau ubhau. They are worshipable, and please worship them and seize this opportunity. When Sugriva heard Hanuman's words, because he trusts Hanuman very, very much, Sugriva then very, very happily spoke to Ramachandra. He says, Ramachandra, you follow scriptures very well. You are a dharmatma. And you have performed austerity for a very, very long time. It's obvious from looking at you. And you are such a person that Hanuman is glorifying your qualities to me. So in that sense, I am convinced. Bhavan dharma vinitaha. Bhavan means you. Dharma vinitaha. You are humble to dharma, or you are completely subordinate to dharma, which means you will always, always follow dharma. Cha sutapa. Tapa means austerity. Sutapa, one who has performed austerity very, very nicely and intensely. Sarvavatsalaha, and you're very, very caring and loving for everybody. Akhyata Vayuputrena, and that's what I've heard from Hanumanji's speech, the son of Vayu. Tattvato me bhavad guna. Tattvataha. Remember in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Gyatva mam tattvataha. One should know me in reality. And because Hanuman, who knows and has full realization of the Supreme Lord, Sugriva is saying, I have heard from him. Just the way we stand in front of the Supreme Lord and say, I've heard from my spiritual masters that you are the Supreme Lord, that you are the one who takes everyone under your lotus feet shelter and gives them fearlessness. So I am here to serve you. And then Sugriva says, I wish to make friendship with you. So please accept this and honor me, because if you accept my friendship, for me, it will be the best achievement. Eva uttamaha. Satkaro labha cha eva uttamaha. By you accepting my worship, by you accepting me as your friend, I would be benefited the best way possible. And then Sugriva extends his hand and says, if you wish to take me as your friend, then let's solemnize it by shaking hands. So he extended his hand and said, please accept my friendship. Ramachandra also was very, very happy to hear that Sugriva desires to be his friend. And then Ramachandra clasped Sugriva's hand and very strongly told him that from today, our friendship has begun. And that was not enough for Ramachandra, shaking of hands, because Ramachandra wants to demonstrate to Sugriva that he has accepted him wholeheartedly. So he very tightly embraced Sugriva. Harashta Sauhridam, the heart being very, very happy. Alambya means drew him towards him. Paryashvajataha, and embraced him. Piditam, very tightly. Then Hanuman very quickly decided that this friendship must be solemnized in a formal way. So very quickly brought 2 pieces of wood and rubbed them together to start a fire. That wood is called arani. That's how you start a Vedic fire, unlike with camphor and lighters and matchsticks, by rubbing wood, and then because of the friction, fire shows up in wood. So very quickly, Hanumanji rubbed 2 pieces of wood, and a blazing fire started off. And this fire was the fire with which Hanumanji performed the yajna, and Ramachandra and Sugriva walked around the fire and made a promise to the fire. Now we're going to talk about another friendship that was also solemnized around fire, of Ravana and Vali. But we'll come to that in a moment. Then Ramachandra and Sugriva walked around the fire. Tato agnim dipyamanam to chakratuhu chu pradakshinam. So they circumambulated the fire. Sugrivo Raghava cha eva vayasatvam upagato. Vayasatvam means friendship like equals. The actual Sanskrit word vayasa means age. Vayasatvam means of similar age, friendship of equal age. So they consider themselves equals, although it is not at all equal. This is Ramachandra and this is Sugriva. But Ramachandra, that is his nature. Saushilyam is the characteristic that even an ordinary monkey king like Sugriva, he accepted him as one of his equal. Tataha suprita manasau. Their hearts became gladdened, very happy. Anyonyam abhivikshanto. And they started very happily gazing at each other, because new formed friendship. But there is something lacking, and that is natruptam abhijagmatu. But somehow they were not satisfied. They didn't feel yet that their bond of friendship had something still missing. That's when Sugriva says, "Oh Ramachandra, you are my friend. From here on, your happiness is my happiness. Your distress is my distress. Tvam vayasato asi hridayah mehi ekam dukham sukham cha now." Now means for both of us, for us. Ekam sukham dukham. So if you're happy, I'm happy. If you're in distress, I'm in distress. This is friendship. Sugrivo ragavam vakyam iti uvacha prahashtatvam. Prahashtavat. Very happily, Sugriva said. Then their friendship became very, very complete. Now, in this episode, Sugriva very quickly reached out and broke a very nice, lush, green, verdant, with a lot of flowers, a branch that was filled with leaves and flowers of a sala tree. He broke it and made 2 seats, one for Ramachandra to sit and one for himself to sit. And on that branch, he sat Ramachandra down and sat with him, about to start a conversation. Very quickly, Hanumanji, according to Valmiki, Hanumanji snapped a branch of a sandalwood tree that was also very verdant and full of flowers, and offered that to Lakshmana to sit down. Lakshmanaya atha samhrishto Hanuman marutatmajaha. Samhrishto, to please Lakshmana. Shakham chandanam vrikshasya dadau parama pushpitam. It was full of flowers. He offered that to Lakshmana. Then Sugriva spoke in very, very soft, gentle, and sweet words to Ramachandra. Tatah prahrishta Sugrivaha shlakshanam madhuraya gira. Slakshanam, soft, gentle, madhura, sweet. And this whole series of verses have the word praharashta in it. Harashta means to be happy. Praharashta means to be delighted. So every little moment Sugriva had with Ramachandra as it starts their friendship is full of delight for him. And prati uvacha tada ramam harsha vyakula lochanam. And his eyes were brimming with happiness when he was speaking to Ramachandra. And he said, Ramachandra, I'm in this condition that my wife was stolen away from me by my own brother Vali. And here I am roaming around desolate in this forest. And I've taken shelter of this forest, this Rishyamukha area. Because my brother Vali kicked me out. And I'm now living in constant fear. And that fear has made me weak, has removed all vitality from my body. So I'm highly intimidated by Vali. And I don't know how else to become fearless from him. So if you can do something to solve this, which means if you can finish off Vali, I'd be very delighted. Then Ramachandra replied to Sugriva almost as if he was laughing. Prahasan iva. Okay? We hear prahasan iva. Hasya is to laugh or to smile. Prahasan means not loud laughing, but sort of chuckling. And this, the same prahasan iva is in Bhagavad Gita. When Arjuna speaks all his distress, then Krishna also replies prahasan iva, as if chuckling at. So then Ramachandra says, oh Sugriva, because of friendship and that we agreed to help each other, I will eliminate Vali, who has abducted your wife. Okay. My arrows are amogha. Mogha, amogha. They are unfailing. They never will not meet their target. They are brilliant and fiery like the sun. They are sharp. They have eagle feathers. And when they hit their target, the impact is like Indra's thunderbolt or a flash of lightning, which is thunderbolt, hitting something. They're very strong, sharp, and point. And when they enter, because of the speed and the momentum that they carry by my strength, they cause complete damage. They are like the sharpness with which they hit the target are like venomous serpents. And these arrows will definitely finish off Vali. And you will see when I hit Vali, it will be like I have split an entire mountain to the ground. And so you don't have to worry, Sugriva. So these are words by which Ramachandra instilled confidence in Sugriva, because Sugriva said, I'm living with fear. I'm living with constant anxiety. So to remove anxiety, to remove fear, Ramachandra has to instill confidence in him, which is important. Our friends and friends are those who instill confidence in our heart by their words and by their support. So when Sugriva heard Ramachandra's words, he became very happy and satisfied. This is the first time Sugriva is feeling satisfaction after a long time. Sa tu tad vachanam shrutva, after hearing Ramachandra's word, Raghavasya atmano hitam, words that came from him for the satisfaction of, or for the benefit of Sugriva. Sugrivaha parama pritaha, became very happy and delighted. Paramam vakyam abravit, and then he spoke. Sugriva said, Ramachandra, you're like a lion among men. And let me regain my wife and my kingdom. You are like the Rajarshi, you're the supreme personality among human beings. And once I get my wife and kingdom back, and my brother will not torment me, and so that I don't have to suffer, I will do the same for you. And that's when they made their friendship fully solemnized. And Valmiki ends the chapter with a very beautiful verse. And some of you like to learn verses. I know Yashoda likes to learn verses, and she's fantastic the way she's learned some of them. Here's a verse that is a beautiful one. And it goes this way. Sita Kapindra Kshanada Charanam Rajiva Hema Jwalanopamani Sugriva Rama Pranaya Prasange Vamani Netrani Samam Spuranti. Literally the verse means
deck is ready to pair.
That we'll go from the third line. Sugriva Rama Pranaya Prasange. The situation or the episode of Sugriva and Rama formalizing their friendship. Pranaya means friendship. Pranaya has many meanings. In this case, friendship. Prasange, at that episode or that situation when their friendship got formalized. For three people, Sita, Kapindra, Kapi Indra, the king of monkeys, Vali, and Kshanada Charanam, the king of the Rakshasas, that is Ravana. Vamani Netrani, their left eye, Samam Spuranti, simultaneously for each one of them, for Sita, for Vali, and for Ravana, the left eye began to throb simultaneously. And the quality of their eye is given this way. Rajiva, Hema, Jwalanopamani. Upamani means just like. So for Sita, her eye is compared to Rajiva, like a lotus petal. For Vali, his eye is compared to Hema, golden. And Kshanada-Charana, the Ravana's eye is compared to fire, Jwalana. So why are the eyes compared this way? Because Sita Devi is in pure goodness. Her eyes, the shape, the calmness, the attractiveness is like that of a soothing Sattva Guna lotus petal. Vali, because he wants kingdom, he wants power, he wants to forcibly rule upon others, his eye is compared to Hema, gold, because gold is an indicator of mode of passion. And Ravana, because he is lusty, his eyes is compared to Jwalana, to fire. Krishna says that lust burns everything, is destroying. His eyes, when they look at something, Ravana, he wants to destroy it. How does Ravana destroy? By exploiting something. Women, property, riches. That's why he took away, as soon as he saw Kubera's Pushpaka Vimana, he lusted for it. I want it. He saw Rambha, Manigriva, Nalakuvera's wife. This is for me. And so he raped her. Like that, whatever he saw, his eyes have a destructive jwalana, that they burn his heart with lust, and he wants to take for himself. Sita Kapindra Kshanada Charanam Rajiva Hema Jwalanopamana Sugriva Rama Pranaya Prasange Vamani Netrani Samam Spuranti. Now in this verse, another item is interesting. The friendship is described as not Rama Sugriva Pranaya Prasange. Valmiki says Sugriva Rama Pranaya Prasange. Why is Sugriva's name first? Because Sugriva is in higher need of Ramachandra, more than Ramachandra is in the need of Sugriva. Although Ramachandra said, oh, Kabandha said that I should come to you, without you I cannot find Sita. Later in Yuddhakanda, when they are at the bank of the shore of the ocean, waiting to cross over, Ramachandra tells Sugriva and all the other monkeys, I don't need any of you. With the tip of my pinky of the left hand, I can have Ravana here in a moment and finish him off. So actually, Ramachandra doesn't need anybody's help. Sugriva Rama Pranaya Prasange. It's important. So with that, the chapter ends. However, let's go back to some characteristics of friendships, as some of the Ramayana commentators give, because it's important. In the Uttarakanda, I'd referred to that Vali and Ravana also solemnized their friendship in the presence of fire. And this is what they said to each other, believe it or not. Now, these two friendships we are comparing because they are almost like night and day difference. Okay? So when Vali and, so what had happened, if you know this story, Ravana came to know that Vali is very, very powerful. So he went to fight with Vali because Ravana cannot accept that someone else will be stronger than him. So he would constantly be looking for fighting with people. Like scholars would always want to argue and debate because they feel they have to win the debate. And Vali was performing his Sandhya Vandanam or Gayatri Mantra. So Ravana came from the back to grab Vali. But Vali, because he's very alert, as soon as Ravana came, while he's continuing to chant his Gayatri Mantra and do he held Ravana's head under his armpit. and pressed it hard. So Ravana, Dashagriva, became choked, could not breathe. And Vali, as if nothing had happened, continued reciting his prayers. And Ravana, although with 10 heads and 20 hands, could not extricate himself. Then Vali had a habit that after Sandhya Vandana, he would take a bath again. And for that, he would take a bath, not just in the river, but in all the major oceans on the planet. So with Ravana in his armpit, he leapt into the sky and dipped into one ocean with Ravana also in it. Then got out of the ocean, flew to another ocean, dipped himself and Ravana. Like that, gave him a tour of all the oceans, came back and dropped him on the ground and said, "So who are you?" And Ravana was shocked. "Wow, what kind of strength you have." And he said, "This kind of person I cannot beat." And so they decided that they will become friends. Ravana and Vali. Ravana decided, "I can't beat Vali, so rather just become his friends." So he says, "Oh Vali, I desire to become your friend. Tvaya saha chiram sakhyam." Chiram, very quickly, I want to have a friendship with you. Susnigdha pavakagrataha. Susnigdha, very, very tight, affectionate relationship with you. And I'm not just saying it in words. In front of fire will make that promise. Pavaka agrataha, in front of fire. And Ravana offered Vali as part of the friendship what your and my friendship means. Daraha, putraha, puram, rashtram, bhogachadada, bhojanam. Third class friendship. He says, from today, all my wives are your wives. Daraha, they're your wives, means you can also enjoy with my wives. Putra, all my sons are your sons. Puram, my city is your city. Rashtram, my kingdom is your kingdom. Bhogan, whatever I am enjoying in terms of luxuries, they're yours also. All my jewelry, clothing, my wardrobe, whatever I have, my wristwatches, my perfumes, they're all yours. And bhojanam, whatever is the grand food I am eating, you can also eat together. Which means Vali is also offering that kind of friendship. So this friendship is third grade, where he says, you can enjoy all my wives. This friendship is not a friendship of dharma. This is a friendship of severe degraded sense gratification. Whereas Ramachandra and Sugriva, in front of the fire, made a solemn vow that your happiness is my happiness, your distress is my distress. I will help you bring your wife back to you. You help me bring my wife back to you. So then there is more commentary to it, that in a work called Kamandaka, it described what are the qualities of a friend. Because we read Ramachandra and Sugriva made friendship and they were very happy to be with each other. So one of the commentators gives the qualities of a friend. Or within the friendship, there must be, both the friends should have purity of intent, not selfishness. So purity, sacrifice. They should be able to give up their own desire or for the help, for the need of their friend. Sacrifice is a very important quality in a friend. Prowess, they should also be capable. Otherwise, what's the use, right? And equal sharing of pain and pleasure, affection for each other. They should also be capable. The friend should be capable to solve their friend's distress of some kind. And honesty. Friends, without honesty, a friendship does not have much bearing. It may look nice, but without honesty, if a friend can't tell the other, I think you're making a mistake here. Or cannot give good advice out of being honest. You were thinking, if I say something, my friendship will be spoiled. Then that friendship is not strong anyway. Later, in the Vamana Purana, we have more details about friendship. In the Vamana Purana, it says friendship is demonstrated by helping each other. So when a friend in need is a friend indeed. And it says that even if an enemy helps, they're considered as a relative. But if a relative cannot help, then they're considered an enemy. Just like disease, it hurts the body. And medicine is what brings the body back into good condition. Similarly, friendship is like medicine. Another place it says in the Vamana Purana that friendship is not something that a person has to tell the other constantly, I'm a friend, I'm a friend, I'm a friend. The friend just does things, they say, silently, like two hands in the body. And when you need to pick something heavy, very likely both hands will come to help. So one hand is one friend, the other hand, they help each other. Or like the eyelashes, when there is something coming towards the eyelash closes to protect the eye. And one who does good without announcing is a true friend. In Mahabharata, Draupadi calls Krishna her friend, Sakha. And she says, I'm opening my heart and speaking to you about my grief because you are my dear friend. And therefore, Rupa Goswami has told us, Priti Lakshanam, the symptom of affection between devotees is Guhyam Akhyati Prichati. Akhyati means to speak, and Prichati to ask. So friendship, we discussed this recently, friendship is not always about giving. It is only one-sided if it's only giving and giving and giving and not taking. So one should open the door for also taking and balance that taking with giving. If we only give and say, oh, I cannot take, it's very hard for me to take, then the friendship remains inadequate, incomplete, insufficient. In Padma Purana, there is a shloka that says that when someone is dealing with some grief or distress, and they express that grief to their friend, it feels reduced. Like the load that one is carrying on the shoulders, when you give that away to someone else to carry the load, then one's own shoulders feel relieved. Because grief or distress is like a burden on the heart, and the friend is there to carry it, meaning by being there to hear us and share with us, to say that I'm there with you, we'll go through it together type. Then that's what ends the chapter. So let's see if there are any questions or comments, any concerns.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. This is Kirti. Are you able to hear, Prabhu?
I can hear you.
Thank you so much for the nice class, Prabhuji. I was hearing you speak when Lord Rama says in the later part of Ramayana that he doesn't need the army of monkeys. He can finish off the job by himself. Yet he seeks the help of Sugriva and his servants. We were reading the other day about Lord Krishna and in the battle of Kurukshetra, and Arjuna's interaction with Bhishma Dev, where Bhishma Dev is kind of overpowering Arjuna because Arjuna was not fighting to his full capacity. And there also it was kind of tough for Krishna to sit back and let Arjuna do his part. So my question here is, although the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he can do everything by himself, yet he gives that opportunity for others to do their part. In my life, I find it sometimes very difficult, where I feel this need that I need to jump in and fix it, or it has to be done my way, kind of thing. How do I deal with it? Give the other person space to do the way they need to.
Well, first of all, we are not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We cannot do everything on our own. We are highly dependent on friends and well-wishers to get our things done. We live in a symbiotic environment. So that's first. We're not the Supreme Lord. Second is we may have a very strong sense of not only expectation of the outcome, but also the method in which things are done. And that's more of an indication of our own restlessness about someone else taking their own path or way to accomplish something. And in many cases, people find it easier to just do it than to have someone else do it, because to have someone else do it means you have to explain. Delegation is painful. It won't get done the way we want it. And so many people, I shouldn't say most, many people find it hard to delegate and just sit back. And that's a person's own, I guess, shortcoming, or I shouldn't say shortcoming, personality. There's no shortcoming, personality that one should recognize if it's helping them. Not just helping them accomplish their things, but what it does to relationships. Because accomplishing something is not as important as necessarily what happens to the relationship. Now, it doesn't mean that accomplishing is not important. It is important. Along with it, relationships are also important. So by one's personality, if the relationship is becoming stressed or not reaching its full potential, then that's some homework for one person to do for themselves. To see what can I do to make this friendship more thriving. And then take the necessary steps by recognizing what are some of the impediments that I'm imposing on the relationship and work on them. Just acknowledging, like the way you're acknowledging, is a first great step for each one of us. It's hard for me. That's hard for me. It's difficult. This is why it's like this.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hare Bol. Yes, Mahabharata Basin Krishna Prabhupada. The Bhagavad Gita says the austerity of the words and speaking. Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priyam hitam chayat. Swadhyay abhyashanam chaya one mayam tapa uchita.
I'm not able to hear. Your voice is very choppy, Paramakaruna.
Okay, let me stop the vein. So Bhagavad Gita says that there is the austerity of the mind, the austerity of the word. Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priyam hitam chayat. So how can we, what is the fine line or that fine demarcation between being honest with the friends and not crossing that border of being outrageously open and smashing him?
Well, the fact that you're describing it that way, that is where the line is. The fact that we're talking about being honest and not destroying someone or breaking them, that is the line. Now, you called it very fine line. Sometimes the line is very fine, sometimes it's not. And sometimes the friend may not be willing to hear that they've done something wrong. They want to hear only words of support. So each situation might be different, but to tell somebody, I can sense whatever you're going through, whatever is the emotion, anger, pain, sadness, grief, whatever is that emotion, I sense it. And in your best interest, I see that here are some things that you would you be willing to hear a different perspective? If they say, yeah, then here's another perspective to consider. It doesn't mean that the entire thing is on your shoulder, but here's how you may be contributing. I mean, you don't have to use the same words, but depends on the friendship. And in most cases, if the friendship is genuine, they will accept. Now, Ravana also had friends. When he was given good advice, he got very upset. When Vibhishana spoke, he got very upset. When Vidura spoke, Duryodhana became extremely upset. So some people don't want to hear. And that's what Maricha told Ravana. You're such a foolish king. It doesn't seem like in your kingdom there is anybody who can tell you good words, and doesn't look like there's anyone who's going to hear those good words. But I'm telling you, what you're doing is wrong. It's going to bring about severe destruction for you and for everyone. And Ravana said, hey, I'm going to kill you if you don't hear what I say.
Thank you so much. Makes sense.
Thank you. Anything else? Oh, there's a poem. Okay, everyone can read. Sri Radhika's posted a poem. I haven't read it, so should I read it out loud? Not that I'm a good poetry reader. Maybe Sri Radhika can read. That would be great.
Well, I was just inspired to share this because of what you shared about it's not a relationship if we can't receive. And a friendship is built on not just that intense desire to give to the other friend, but it's really important to receive. So on that point, I have this really favorite poem by Ruth Bebemeyer. And I think it sums it up so beautifully. I never feel more given to than when you take from me, when you understand the joy I feel giving to you. And you know my giving isn't done to put you in debt, but because I want to live the love I feel for you. To receive with grace is the greatest giving. There's no way I can separate the two. When you give to me, I give you my receiving. When you take from me, I feel so given to.
Wow.
And I just, personally just want to share an appreciation for you, Prabhu and Matji, that very beautifully exemplify giving and receiving in relationships. It's been just a beautiful journey with the two of you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. And likewise, you, your family, and a whole bunch of people have been very, very kind to us in being so generous. So thank you. Okay, someone else put something. It happened with me because of my attachment. I couldn't hear the advice of my well-wishers and they disconnected with me. So how should we see this? I thought I am attached to something material and my well-wishers were attached to their opinions. So sometimes it happens that each person has to recognize that within the dysfunction of a relationship or a friendship, what is my contribution? I contributed by being attached to something and couldn't hear. And it is for them to come to the realization or awakening that maybe they had or whatever their expectations were, whatever they had, and that's how they had contributed to the dysfunction. And part of giving and talking is that when two people or a group of people have this issue, there's no shame in saying, I understood your this way, your behavior or speech this way, and it confused me, or it hurt me, and this is what I said or did. How do you see me contributing, or how did you see what I did contributed to the dysfunction? That's part of the openness of talking with each other, and there is no shame. There is no shame in being wrong. There's a huge thing that we carry, the burden for always being right. There's no rule like that in a friendship. You don't have to be right always. It's okay. It's part of the friendship to say, hey, oops, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. But we carry this burden. I always have to be right. I always have to be right, because if I'm wrong, something severe will happen. No. We live, as devotees, sometimes we live very fear-based lives. Oh, if I say something, it will be an offense. If I say something, it will spoil the friendship. So we are more driven by the sense of fear than living the friendship. Yeah, I like the phrase too, the burden of being right. It doesn't have to be like that. I'm just speaking impromptu on this, off the cuff, but I'm sure there'll be more. Any other comments, thoughts?
May I ask on this particular point that you just said?
Yeah.
There's a consideration of being sensitive to our friends,
yeah,
which is driven by which is driven by love, versus what you were speaking of is this obsession with perfection. And if I'm not perfect in this friendship, then I'm not worthy of love and belonging, and that is unhealthy. Whereas the same kind of, externally it can look similar, a sensitivity to our friends, but it's driven by a very different motivation. Is that a correct understanding?
Yeah, the sensitivity that if I say or do, that was part of Parama Karuna's question, that I'm sensitive that I don't say or do something in a way that ruptures the relationship or ruptures the other person. My understanding of what you're saying is that I may call it sensitivity, but actually I'm using what your words are, that I'm the one who's more fragile in this case. That if I open up, I will completely rupture myself, and so I put a little shield of sensitivity, perhaps. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. Like I said, it's for each person to go through to find out what are ways in which I'm contributing to a dysfunction. And if the other person recognizes their contribution, great. If they don't, and if the relationship is such that I might say, hey, have you thought of this? And if they can't take it, then I just wait. Up until that point, the relationship is on delicate ground, soft ground. So I tread carefully. When the relationship is on strong ground, it doesn't mean one becomes careless. One has guards down, one has the guards down and can more freely express that, I see it differently, I have a different view of things. And that's perfectly okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So Ramachandra and Sugriva's friendship is of that nature. It is one based on dharma. It has been solemnized by Agni, unlike Ravana and Vali's. And it is pure, and it is genuinely caring for each other. And so you will find that Sugriva does not hesitate to give advice to Ramachandra, although he will be demonstrated time and again that it's not a friendship of equals, although Ramachandra is treating it like equals. But Sugriva doesn't hesitate to speak, and Ramachandra doesn't hesitate to speak also. When Sugriva, it's going to come up later, is wallowing for 4 months of the Chaturmasya time and totally, intoxicated and forgotten his word, Ramachandra sends through Lakshmana a gentle but firm warning. And Sugriva is sobered by that, just by the words. But Ramachandra doesn't hold the grudge. That is the beauty of it, that once Sugriva comes back, Ramachandra does not even bring into Sugriva's life ever saying, do you remember that situation, Sugriva, when I had to... Never. Is never spoken of again. That episode is once and for all done, forgotten. But persons, conditioned souls, like myself perhaps, certain memories are strong and we hold grudge, and it's there. It's always somewhere in the background sometimes. It's hard. I'm not saying we should be like Ramachandra and forget everything. If we can, great. But we are looking at the shining example for inspiration to sort of as a benchmark, a yardstick. But here are my way of dealing with friendships. Here's Ramachandra's way. And I would like it to look more like the gold standard. Okay, if nothing else, we can end. Anything? Thank you. Let's be inspired by the wonderful friendship of Sugriva and Ramachandra. Let's be inspired that we offer extreme gratitude for the grace of the Supreme Lord and his consort, that in our lives there are some friends, genuine, caring, giving, at the same time happy to exchange and receive and back, so that we can practice what Rupa Goswami is teaching us. We can get an experience of what joy it is to share with friends, how relieving it is to speak that which bothers us in our hearts, and how satisfying it is to be of even tiny, microscopic perhaps, but some help to our friends and people who we can make a contribution in their lives, because the gold standard of Ramachandra and Sugriva gives us that inspiration and aspiration, and may we also receive that grace to purify and strengthen our friendships and relationships. Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Ji ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Chandran Prabhu ki jai.